I don't even know if I like. I don't got time for introductions here. I think.
We've done this once or twice
Yeah,
already.
yeah. We could safe to say that was intense.
Very safe.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Did you like it?
I did.
You like it? Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
I still don't know how I feel about it.
Really?
I might need some time. I mean, it's obviously a very well made movie.
Yes. It was beautiful.
Yeah, they say that Joaquin Phoenix got an 8 minute standing ovation in like some Venice Film Festival.
Really?
Yeah.
And I think that might be every bit deserved.
Yeah, for sure. Lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
Very, very
How do you do that?
frightfully skinny. Frightfully skinny in that movie. Loving it up like a skinny Christian Bale in lots of them scenes too.
Mm-hmm. So what are you on the fence about? What do you need to digest?
It's Did it feel like the Joker to you?
Not really up until probably the last little bit in the end. Um, it really felt like the Joker to me. I think starting at that scene after the train when he was walking down the steps. And it was that really
Oh,
good,
yeah,
that really great shot of him coming down the steps without giving too much away. But yeah, that's when it kind of started to feel like the Joker to me.
I was walking into this movie expecting that scene, expecting to walk out of there saying that scene's going down in movie history. I don't know. I don't know if it delivered quite that much for me. I mean, it's obviously it's a good scene.
Yeah.
And it plays well since they shoot those steps a lot of times earlier, and that's
Yep.
definitely not what's going on in any of those. But yeah, it's not. Trying to think what to compare it to. Like, I thought I was going to come out of there and, like, I guess while we're on the subject of steps, like Rocky running up the steps, like I thought it was going to go down like that. But
No, no,
no.
no. It was almost the exact opposite.
Well, yeah, I mean, not the same thing in tone or like, you know, story wise, but as far as like iconic. Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was powerful to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Again, it's obviously good, but I'm torn about.
so I take it you don't feel like it was the Joker?
No, no,
No.
not even at the end. I mean, it was almost, you know, my honest opinion. Like, if you're
Yeah.
gonna have a movie about the Joker, it was almost a little too tame. Like,
I mean, I would agree up until, the last 20, 30 minutes. I think when he really started to come out, then that's when I saw the Joker. But you're right. It was a beautiful movie, and it was a very well done movie up until then. But I didn't get that Joker feel
yeah.
up until then for me.
Set in 1981. The garbage strike angle was interesting.
It
Like,
was.
a whole city covered in trash. Like, you could just go on and on about all the stuff that was good about it.
Yeah, but it gave that really cool backdrop as to kind of like how Gotham got to where it was up into those movies that we know today.
Do you think that's what they're going for?
I
mean,
no, not maybe not specifically.
mhm.
To be honest with you, because it didn't seem like they were trying to necessarily tie into the universe. The whole Batman DC universe type of thing. But I think even though it may not be a direct tie, I think it definitely at least paid respect to uh, those movies that brought us to this one.
Yeah,
In all honesty.
definitely. So I mean, I asked you to read up on it. Did you catch any of the stuff where they were talking, like, a couple of the interviews I've seen have Todd Phillips, the director, coming out saying like him and Joaquin Phoenix had a moment on set where they're like, okay, let's sneak in our movie here, like our real movie, and we're gonna just call it Joker. Like, and
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I was wondering if you would catch.
Okay.
Do you know what
No.
else Todd Phillips has done?
Oh no. No.
Mostly a comedy guy, old
Okay.
school, the Hangover movies.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I don't want to shout it anymore because I'm not looking right at him.
No.
But he's a little pissed off lately. He says
I think it shows.
yeah, he says that woke culture has ruined comedy. Um, how do you how do you feel about that
I mean, I think that theme definitely came through in this movie.
in this movie?
Yeah,
a little bit.
without a doubt.
Did you catch any of the stuff where people are complaining that this portrayal of the Joker is perhaps going to be taken as the patron saint of the incel guys?
I did, and I think that's kind of where I read up a little bit more on it as far as some of the controversy around the movie, not necessarily. I did see Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix come out and say, like, this movie doesn't support any type of violence. It's a movie. It's just a movie. But then there's everything else around it that, is bringing a lot of heat on it.
Do you think it opens the door for any kind of worthwhile debate, or do you think it's
See, that's a tough one.
like a slap in the face, kinda, or shock value? Like, is it is it the Howard Stern of movies, the shock jock of movies?
No,
or-
I can't say that it is.
No.
I not the impression that I got, and I did read some of the issues around the movie going into it. Like I said, so I was looking for that. I was looking to where, like, how can this incite people? How can this bring about violence? And maybe obviously I don't have that mindset or that mentality, so I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it may affect others a little bit differently than it did me. But I don't think that this is any greater of an issue with a movie than we had, with video games sparking violence back in, what was it, early 2000s, late
I mean,
90s.
they're still.
And
They were
and
playing,
it's still
they were
an
playing
issue.
it on video games a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think it's much different. And just from my perspective, from, that type of issue that's going on around the video game genre, I don't think it really deserved all of the controversy it's bringing about. Do you?
Does it deserve it? Oh man, I don't. Maybe I've just been reading too much, but like I think it's definitely gone courting it. There was. Did you hear about the interview Joaquin Phoenix just walked out on?
Yes.
Like that was just a couple days ago. These articles have been running for weeks.
Yes.
And it almost feels staged, sir, that you're going to tell me at this point you haven't like even come across the fact that somebody's going to be asking you that question.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but isn't Joaquin Phoenix also the guy that disappeared for months after he made?
oh yeah, he was in that movie. I still haven't been able to actually watch
Yeah.
that movie. I keep trying.
So-
I got to get to it someday.
So
I'm not there.
you know which one I'm
Yeah,
talking about,
yeah.
right?
The beard, the rapper
Yes.
thing, like the whole performance art.
Yes.
And like so.
So is it staged? I mean, yeah. Come on, look at the guy. Who knows?
I'm a pretty left-leaning guy,
Sure.
and you could easily take it out of this movie. I could give you a dozen arguments that, like, yeah, like they cut the social services.
Yep.
They. I'm thinking maybe I'm reading too much into it, but like they mentioned that he had been in the hospital before,
Mm-hmm.
and why did they let him out? And maybe I don't know my history as well as I think I do, but I think it was starting to become a common practice at the time where they were shutting down state and such run hospitals and just shuffling these people out onto the street. So I mean
Yeah.
the argument is there to go that way. But then again, the argument might be in that movie to go the other way too. I don't know. I'd have to be the right leaning guy to dig it out of there. I feel like Todd Phillips has been taken to the media with the right leaning angle on it a little
Yep.
bit, but then again, like this whole thing may well be staged for marketing purposes.
If that's the case, then they certainly accomplished their
Yes,
goal here.
yes, a good,
I mean, there's no
job.
doubt about that.
Do you know how much the money this movie cost to make?
No, I don't.
Do you want to guess?
30 million.
A little bit higher, 55.
Okay.
But that's dirt cheap in
Yeah.
the realm of comic book movies.
No,
It's like-
absolutely. And I did read that, there were, like, as far as like the stuntmen, the choreography, it was all limited. There was no CGI. It was all like it's a true. I mean, honestly, it's a true like gritty, visceral movie.
It's straight out of. I mean, it's set in '81, but I would say it's straight out of the late '70s.
I agree.
As far as like the style, they even throw the old Warner Brothers logo.
I
on
saw
it at
that.
the
I thought that was
beginning.
great.
Yeah. But I mean, shoot.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're still on the fence about this one, then are you on the fence about the movie, or are you on the fence about Joaquin being Joker? And if that's the case, then I'm going to throw it out there as to who's the best Joker.
I mean,
Aha, we're going to go that route now.
for me, it's still Heath Ledger for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's definite homages in this to that one in particular.
I kind of
don't-
felt that too.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I could spot anybody else's in there
Yeah.
either.
No.
It's a tough movie. There's a lot to digest.
There is.
So that's just more for it being a good movie, because it's not that often these days that you get one.
You come out thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Yeah, when I see a movie, I try to see if that movie puts me in there.
Mhm.
If I feel like, like I'm in that world. And with this one, I did. Maybe if you take some of the content aside and just look at how they did it, and like I said, the cinematography, it was just a beautifully shot movie. I really enjoyed it for that aspect.
Nice creepy score.
Yeah.
Mixed in with some pop tunes.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think that we've had a better shot movie this year so far?
That I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
nothing springs to mind. I mean, obviously, the Avengers is very polished, because they spent easily 3 times the budget of this movie
Yeah.
just polishing that movie. I heard the combined budget for Infinity War and Endgame was like close to like $600 million.
That's
so
crazy.
10 times what they spent on this one.
And I think that this movie is more beautiful. I gotta be honest with you.
More affecting.
Oh, absolutely. But like I said, that walk down the stairs did it for me. And there were a couple other just shots, and maybe not even necessarily whole scenes, but even just shots in that film that I thought was like, wow, this is almost like a Reservoir Dog, guys walking out type of iconic scene that I think that we're gonna get out of this movie.
It's dirty, gritty,
Yeah.
violent, and all that good stuff.
But
Yeah, I
still
think-
not a
No,
good Joker
it's,
movie.
It's not the Joker. It's not like, I mean, I'm used to trying to think of a good example of like a Joker storyline, but geez, I'm used to him getting a much higher body count,
Yeah.
being much more gleeful about it.
You don't think he was
I'm-
gleeful about it?
I'm used to his jokes almost landing better too. So,
Yeah, but I think that's
it's definitely-
obviously
it's
what they
definitely a
were.
different take.
Yeah, I think that's obviously what they were going for
Yeah.
with this. I mean, this guy was, a socially awkward character that,
Mhm.
it made it difficult for him to, break into society, let alone be a part of it. And I think that, the joke's not landing just kind of, helped with that,
So who should see this movie?
That's a tough question.
Yeah. Do you put everyone? Is that everyone except children? I mean,
Obviously not children.
yes, no, and you were talking. Bring that up because you had that Alamo Drafthouse warning.
Yeah.
Where part of their warning was like they won't like it anyway.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Like, any kid
No, I think it was way too slow for any kid
will
to.
be totally bored.
Yeah, I agree.
It's-
I agree. It's certainly not a movie for kids, just based on subject matter alone. What do you think? Who do you think should see it then? I mean, this obviously.
I already dropped it out there. Everyone but the children.
I think
mean,
that's fair.
It's
I don't think that you have to be a DC fan. I don't think that you have to be,
no, it's
a
not
comic
even, no.
book
It's-
fan.
It's
to,
like they said, they snuck a real movie in there, the
They
likes of
absolutely
which you haven't
did.
seen in quite some time.
and absolutely, and I think even though it's the Joker, which we obviously have a difference of opinion here, that I still think it's the Joker.
It's some kind of Joker, but it's not the Joker.
No, it's probably not the Joker, but it is a Joker. And I think with the way that they did this movie, kind of stepping out of the DC universe a little bit,
Trying to set it for very much in the real world.
and
Yeah.
it can bring in a wider audience at that point.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So now, would you recommend this movie then?
Yes. Yes.
Not just because you want to get people in the door, but
No.
you think it's a good movie.
Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna take this whole thing, it's
Mhm.
it is important.
It is.
For the sake of conversation and
I agree.
and debate, it raises a lot of questions.
Yep.
For a lot of people,
Yeah.
and that's a good movie's job.
I
That's any good story's job.
I completely agree. I think that I would absolutely recommend it myself for those reasons. One, it was just beautiful. Like, I still can't get over just how beautiful the movie was. Like, it was just a very well shot movie. And two, it does spark some of those conversations that I think people should have, but don't in a lot of cases. So I think that's it. We would both recommend it, maybe for different reasons,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
still a good movie. You guys should see it.
Definitely.
then-
and talk about it.
Yep.
And
Let us know your feelings about it.
Yeah. I want to hear what anybody has to say.
Yep. Do you think it was good, bad? Do you think it deserves all the controversy that's around it? And personally, I'd like to hear kind of what their favorite scenes were.
Yeah, me too.
We talk about that step scene so much that did it hit anybody else as much as it hit me? As a movie itself, and you look at it from that perspective, I think they did a phenomenal job. That we walk into this movie knowing that this is the Joker. There's no mistake about that. But for the first half of the film, you root for him. Like you care about him for the first half. It's hard not to.
And I mean, hey, you could go right back to the argument. Like, again, I don't know if you could go the other way. I see it as a very left-leaning movie. Like,
Yeah.
get some better healthcare out
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Treat mental illness as an actual problem, as
Yep.
opposed to disregarding it almost completely.
Yep.
And perhaps none of these things happened. Perhaps this guy goes on to have a good and decent life.
Yeah,
And-
I definitely think it sends a message, and it, like we said, it can start those conversations that need to be had. But I don't know if this is the type of movie that, even though it will be, we can or should blame other things on.
Yeah.
It is a movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Now maybe that's just my opinion, but
Yeah. No. Thanks.
yeah. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah. Click the subscribe button, all that jazz. Like the video. And thank you for watching.
Yep.
Until next time.
See ya.
Yeah.